brand new drifting title is on the way, and it's already turning heads, even putting pressure on Kayak Street. It's built with incredibly realistic physics and set across breathtaking maps inspired by Japan's legendary streets and mountain passes. Ever since the developers revealed plans for a handheld release, I've been following it closely. I mentioned it briefly in a past video, but today we are going all in, covering everything you need to know and giving you a full look at why this game could be the next big thing. Stick around until the end, and if you are new here, make sure to subscribe and drop a big thumbs up on the video. It really helps out. Japanese Drift Master. I finally got my hands on it for this review, and I know a lot of you have been waiting for this one. I've spent some solid time playing it before putting my thoughts together. This game's a simcade, similar to Kayak Street but with a much bigger focus on drifting and authentic Japanese car brands. It's an open world racer developed by Gaming Factory set in a fictional prefecture called Guntama, complete with neon lit districts, lakeside and rural roads. You play as Touma, a foreign driver trying to make a name for himself in Japan's drifting scene, and what really surprised me is how the story is told through manga style cutscenes, which is such a cool touch. The game's design is well put together. You can take on main missions or side activities like sushi delivery, spontaneous street races and drifting challenges. Earlier on I found myself doing a lot of sushi deliveries just to save up for a better car model. Once I bought my RX-7 though, I was having a blast taking down street bosses and drifting like a pro. And the sushi delivery missions are especially fun. You weave through those narrow scenic Japanese roads trying to minimize crashes so the orders arrive in perfect condition. You can also hit the track and compete against AI opponents. Check this out real quick. In the early stages, you don't get the option to tweak suspension settings, and while the game doesn't have as much content as Kayak Street, what it does offer is genuinely rewarding. When the game first launched, it received a lot of criticism for its physics, but thankfully, the recent updates have addressed many of those issues. For example, players initially found it difficult to initiate drifts, but that's now much easier to pull off. I really like that the game offers both arcade and simcade driving models. Arcade mode is much more approachable for casual players, while simcade provides a trickier, more immersive experience. Though still not as hardcore as full-on simulators like Assetto Corsa. They've also introduced quick pre-tuned setup for drifting, grip and drag, making it easier for players to jump right in. On top of that, the developers have been publishing tutorials, which has been a big help for newcomers trying to get used to the game's mechanics. Personally, it took me a bit of time to adjust, but once I did, the gameplay felt much more smoother. The game offers both visual and mechanical tuning, giving players the freedom to personalize their rides. While the customization options aren't quite as extensive as what you'd find in Kayak Street, they are still fairly impressive, and it feels like the developers are setting the foundation for more features to be added in future updates. Visually, you can change your body kits, wheels and paint jobs to give your car a unique style, but it's not yet on the same level of depth as some of the other tuning-heavy titles. On the mechanical side, the system is a bit more limited. You can't fully dive into advanced tuning such as ECU remapping, gear ratio tweaking, or fine-tuning engine components that directly influence performance. Instead, the progression mainly comes from buying and installing upgraded parts like better suspension, brakes, or engines, which still makes a noticeable difference in how the car handles.
Take me back.
JDM is a really fun game, but like most games it does have its flaws. The main issue for me is the lighting. It feels a bit too dark. You might not notice it here since I fixed it with some basic lighting and color correction in the edit, but in game it's quite obvious. The AI headlights are also very dim and you barely notice them until they are right up close. Another drawback is the AI itself, which feels less realistic compared to other games. I'd also like to see more content added in future updates to keep the gaming experience fresh. Now here's the part a lot of you have been waiting for. Many of you have asked me several times about a possible mobile release of the game since I mentioned it in one of my earlier videos. In a recent video on the developer's channel, they did talk about plans for handheld devices. While it's still not fully clear since handheld could also mean systems like Nintendo Switch, I personally believe they'll bring it to mobile eventually. It seems like they're taking the opposite approach compared to Kayak Street, starting with PC and consoles first before moving to smaller devices. I've also joined their Discord server, so I'll be keeping an eye out for any updates. I hope you guys had a blast watching this one. Drop all your comments and feedback down below. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, guys.